Hello friends, thanks for tuning into this week's video. This one's a little different in the fact that it's geared towards people that are going to be graduating from college soon and entering the workforce. So if you're not that person, maybe you could consider forwarding this video on to somebody that you know that is going to be graduating soon. The idea for this came from my good friend Catherine Ayers Wickenhauser, and she said recently, hey, I know a bunch of people that are going to be graduating. Yeah, they have LinkedIn accounts, but they don't look the best, and there's a lot of missing parts. So maybe you could put together a video that would hit the highlights of things that they need to do in their profile, so that when they do hit the job market and start putting their resume out on Indeed.com or even talking to people that they know in the community they're going to be working in, that their LinkedIn profile looks great. The first thing you're going to want to take a look at on your LinkedIn profile is this banner image at the top. By default, it's this green and blue default image, and you definitely want to change that to represent you better. It could be a picture of your city, it could be a picture of something that's important to you. Just replace it with some kind of an image. As always, when you're trying to edit your profile, you click these pencils next to things that you're trying to edit. So just click the pencil, figure it out. You'll figure it out by following the instructions on the pages that come up. The next thing is your cover image, and that needs to be a head and shoulders shot. It doesn't have to be a professional shot, and one of the mistakes that I see students making is they will use an old high school glamour shot in the field with a rocking chair next to them, or maybe another shot that was taken specifically for something at college, and it looks like that kind of a picture. So just get, even if it's just a blank wall behind you and you're using an iPhone or an Android phone, take a good high-resolution picture of yourself, head and shoulders, and use that as your featured image, as your profile image on LinkedIn. The next thing, you're not in business, you haven't done a job yet necessarily, but you can put things up here in your professional headline. I have Principal of Blue Gurus and then a couple of business things and a couple of personal things. Well, you can put the personal things. You could say, looking for my first great opportunity, or recently graduated, or whatever you want to put in here as your professional headline. Looking for a great opportunity in banking. You could put something like that. And then the next thing to consider is your About section. So if you scroll on down, your About section is this thing. If I click the See More, you can see this whole story. This is your opportunity to be social and make an impression with those people that are looking at your LinkedIn profile, probably looking at getting you a job. So you want to talk to them like you're sitting across the table from them at the interview or at coffee and getting to know them. Be yourself. Use iLanguage. So check mine out. You know, I talk with iLanguage. Thanks for checking out my profile, on and on. So take a look at mine. You'll notice up here that my URL to my LinkedIn is linkedin.com/in/Jason Terry. Yours might not be that. It might have letters and numbers after it. So you can claim the URL and pretty it up. So up here at the top, at the right, there's this Edit Public Profile and URL. Click that. It'll take you to the settings screen. And then look at the top right again. There's going to be a pencil up there where you can actually change the URL to your LinkedIn profile. And just try to make it your first and last name. If that's not available, put your middle initial or something else in there to make it unique. And that's it on profile. That's your best foot forward. Make sure you've taken the time to do that. And now that your profile is set up and it looks great, the work that you need to put in is connecting to all the people you already know, even though you haven't had a job yet. You have professors at the school that you went to. Your parents are probably well connected in the community that you might be working in. The coaches, the other parents of other people, if you played soccer or football or anything like that. Just all of the people, if you think about it, that you know as adults that might be in the business community. Those people will probably be very helpful in finding your next job. I've heard so many stories, including my neighbor boys who are engineers that recently graduated, that both got jobs, they're a year apart, just because they knew somebody. They didn't have to go through Indeed.com and the whole resume shuffle and do they even get the interview. They actually knew people in the community, in the engineering space, that knew those boys were strong workers and smart and graduated with great grades, and the jobs were there for them. So that's why you want to take the time now that your profile's up to speed to connect to all those people that you know, because you never know when they are going to be able to help you find that next good job. And then you should be doing status updates on LinkedIn that says, hey, looking for my next big gig in banking or insurance or IT or engineering or whatever it is. Because once you've connected to that network, they will be able to help you, hopefully motivated to help you because they're friends of yours, to find your first job or even find the second job. So those are the things that will at least make sure that your profile looks better than many of the other ones that are out there on LinkedIn. It doesn't take a lot of time, 20, 30 minutes, if you write an about section, to get this cleaned up. And I tell you, it will make a difference when potential employers looking at your resume and then sees the link to your LinkedIn profile and goes and visits it. Many employers are already looking for that. They're looking at you on Facebook and LinkedIn. They're doing their due diligence. So you might as well have a LinkedIn profile that you can be proud of, that represents who you are and what you're excited to get to do when you enter the workforce. If you like this video, please act on that and like it on YouTube, and subscribe to my channel if you're willing. I'd really appreciate that. It'd help me out. And I do these videos every week. I'll see you next week.